So we're ranking Dead by Daylight killers. So this is how fun they are to play against, whether we think they're a little bit OP or just a little bit shit.
Or if we just don't like them.
On a personal level. This tier list also includes survivors, but we're not going to do that because they're all the same.
If this video can get 1 million likes, we'll rank the survivors as well.
Should we change these bits here?
I always find it weird that S is first. I always think A should be first.
Yeah, but S is like... Actually, I don't know what it means. It means singularity.
He is going in S.
He is.
Do B for boring. You should just put C as a sad face. And then A as a happy face.
Instant DC. Not that we do that.
It would be completely warranted.
I feel like boring should be mid.
Add one above boring and that can be mid.
I've had an idea.
That is literally just because we had one good game against him yesterday.
We've played against him exactly twice, but they were so much fun.
And that's all that really matters. Nice.
Great place to start. Okay, how do we feel about the Trapper?
You can pop 2 gens before he's even hit anyone when he's setting up.
You can indeed.
But we also did have that endgame Trapper build. That was atrocious. But it was funny.
Endgame Trapper was so much fun to play against. When he's at his most villainous, he's still fun to play against.
Yeah, true. But I'd put him in Smile.
I'd put him in Smile as well. Now, Wraith.
Okay, he's actually someone who I've played a fair bit, and I enjoyed playing as him. But I like versing a Wraith.
I mean, he's one of the base killers. I don't really have much negative to say about him.
He's got the worst Mori in the game.
I don't know, I wouldn't call him mid though. I'd say smiley face.
Yeah, he's smiley face. This is just going to be a really positive video and everyone is in smiley face or above.
Note to viewers, we are quite positive people.
We never get angry at this game ever.
We've never quit playing for like a year.
Years at a time.
I just realised I feel like we need to say a bit more about the singularity because I mean, he's up there now and he's just gonna be glossed over. Probably not.
Yeah, leave it. Just leave it.
Hillbilly. I really like playing against Hillbilly.
Yeah, he's a smile as well.
He's a strong smile. I'll put him at the front of the smiles. When you first load in and you hear that chainsaw...
It could be a Leatherface chainsaw, you never know.
Well, Leatherface, and we'll get to him, I'm an advocate for he's going in your P.
You're joking.
I love playing against Bubba.
You're not joking. When was the last time we had a good game against him?
Probably never, but I enjoy seeing him. He puts a smile on my face. We'll argue about that one later. Nurse.
I like Nurse.
I do like Nurse.
It's just a change from how you normally play.
Juking Nurse is fun. It feels really rewarding.
But if they're good and they beat you, it's like, fair enough. You've clearly put the hours in.
We've had Nurse games that last like 2 minutes before.
Seconds.
I'd put Nurse in smiley face.
Yeah.
This is too positive already.
It won't be soon.
Huntress.
If she's got add-ons that are just horrible to play against, then it's horrible, but usually pretty fun.
I'd say maybe 8 out of 10 Huntress games are escapes for me. Oh, and that Huntress game where I had to get balanced landing 3 times? That was so fun. And then, I mean, I lost that game, but I felt like I won. I think a lot of this ranking, I suppose, will come down to how much fun they are in chase.
Yeah.
You've got killers who just bloodlust and then down you.
Ghostface.
But Huntress, you can have some really fun jukes with.
You know what? I'm gonna say it.
I'm putting her in EP.
Do it.
We arrive at our first licensed killer. Michael!
I like him. I like getting jump scared by him every now and then. It's funny.
I do enjoy it, I can't lie. I've had a few games against Tombstone Myers lately. Don't know what that's about. It seems to be a common theme of late. But they're fun to play against, even. It makes the game almost feel like a horror game.
As much as it could be, I'd stick him in your P.
I'd stick him in your P. The killer I've been playing a lot of lately is Hag, and I've been having a lot of fun playing as her. I don't know we're supposed to be ranking this from the survivor's perspective, but her traps, they're a very fun power.
You can wipe them away now as well. You don't need the flashlight, which helps a lot.
Damn, they did that?
Yeah, it makes it a lot less of a pain in the arse.
Well, I didn't know that, but that certainly helps from the survivor's perspective. I don't know, I'll leave this one to you, because I feel like I'm quite biased.
I'm going to say mid, because the amount of games where we've just had a Hag constantly proxying the hook and not really doing anything else, and it's just a bit boring.
I get that from other Hag players. Not me, but other Hag players.
Who's next? Oh, Doctor. He's the killer I've played the most of. He's not a pain in the arse, but he has decent gen defense as well, and he's good at finding people, so he's not just left wandering around doing nothing.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
And he forces you to pre-drop pallets a lot, which I like because I'm very greedy with pallets. I'll always try and loot around one more time and end up getting hit because of it, but he forces you to pre-drop them.
When you load into a game with the Doctor, you know what you're getting yourself into. There aren't really any surprises with him.
No, unless he has like an iridescent add-on.
What do his iridescent add-ons do?
One of them gives you a red stain on your back constantly and a constant like terror radius playing.
To be fair, I feel like most Doctors we play against have that.
It's the only way that he can really do much of anything sometimes.
So where would you say?
I'd say Smile.
Smile. He's a strong Smile.
He's not exciting enough to be in Yippee, but he's good enough to not be mid.
Bubba.
That's a frowny face from me.
Is it?
He sucks. I hate playing against him. And half the time he has Franklins as well, which is just like, oh.
Oh yeah, Bubba's always run Franklins. They love it. I just find Bubba players... This is going to sound quite offensive, but I feel like Bubba players have the brains of children, which I suppose Leatherface also has.
Yeah, it fits. That's why they play him. They just look at you like, oh,
Ooh?
which is the noise he makes in game.
Bubba is just a brute force killer, and that means you can sort of meet him with brute force as well. The amount of Bubbas I see get blast mined, flashbanged.
Yeah, by you.
By me, yeah. Stunning or blinding a Bubba feels like kicking someone while they're down.
They're already playing Bubba. They don't need any more hardships.
So for that reason, I have a lot of fun with him. But you want to put him in frowny face?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like him.
I'd beg you to consider pushing him up to maybe boring.
Yeah, I'd go to boring. He's just Hillbilly, but without the speed.
Okay, I'll put him in boring, because there's only so many times I can stun a Billy before I start to get tired. We arrive at Freddy Krueger.
Old Freddy would have been Yippee because he was so piss easy to play against. But now I enjoy Freddy games now. I reckon they did a really, really good job with the rework from ages ago.
I do still hold a grudge that he has the likeness of the 2010 one and not Robert Englund.
Yeah, and Quentin was added with him, which is an instant downgrade.
Doesn't help.
Gameplay-wise, I think he's alright.
He's pretty balanced, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, he's not complete shit to play. Like, I played him a little bit, and he's decent. I've had some 4Ks.
And do you know what? I'd even say, let's put him in smiley face, because you don't play against them often.
Yeah.
And it does put a smile on my face when we load in and hear, okay, it's Amanda time. I love Amanda. She's my killer main.
But as Survivor.
I don't know, because I just think I'm a better pig player than everyone else. So I feel like she's going to go quite low, despite me really enjoying her.
I like a good pig game every now and then, but...
I love a good pig game. I love them. But I find that a lot of the pigs we play against tunnel.
Yeah.
It's like built in. It's like a part of them.
When really she shouldn't at all. She should stick a trap on you and let you waste your time getting it off.
I want to put her in Yippee, but I can understand if you'd want to maybe bring that down a tier.
Yeah, honestly, I'd bring it down.
Okay, she's a smiley face, but I'm putting her there.
Yeah, put her at the top as smiley face.
Okay, clown.
Ugh.
I hate him.
We don't get good clown games.
We got that one that we were held hostage in for about 20-25 minutes.
Oh yeah, because he kept downing people and then couldn't find the other person, so we just kept reviving each other. And then he did get a Mori at the end.
He moried you in front of Hatch.
Oh yeah, just for that. Put him in frowny face.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him an instant DC.
No, he sucks on fingers.
Doesn't even buy you a drink first. Spirit.
Oh, fuck's sake. I don't like Spirit. I never liked Spirit.
I feel like so many Spirit players are like comp. Like, they've got the 8K audio headsets on.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
And here's the thing, I wouldn't say she's mid or boring. She just doesn't make me very happy.
It's just a bit annoying to Versa.
For that, I'd have to put her in frowny face, I think.
Yeah, that killer should thank us that she's not lower as well. Because, Jesus Christ, some of the games that I've had against her.
Now, Legion. I know where I'm putting it in, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on this.
I kind of like Versa in, but it's a bit like, oh, he hits you, and then you mend and can get back on your generator. Because he's left you to go hit everyone else and do the same.
Yeah, that's my thoughts on it too. I think for that, I would put him in boring.
Yeah.
You see Legion, you're like, oh, it's Legion. He gets his hit, and off he pops.
He hits you, he leaves, and you just get on with the game again. And it feels like there's no point. he's wasting your time, but then he's also not getting a down from you, so it like kind of evens out.
I see him and it's very much, oh, let's get this over with.
Yeah, yeah.
So for that, I have to put him in boring. What is there to say about Plague?
Instant DC. Not that we do DC ever
No.
versus any killer ever, but if there was one to do it against, it would be Plague.
And I feel like a lot of her problem is the survivors that we queue with, because they just cleanse. We had an escape against her last night.
Yeah, and it's because we just didn't give her a power, and it was fairly easy. You know what? I don't think we're actually mad at Plague. We're mad at the survivors that we get teamed with.
If we were doing a 4-man Survivor Friends and we got a Plague game, we'd just go, yeah, no one cleanse, and we'd be sound. Solo queue is just a nightmare.
It's horrible.
No communication whatsoever. Still, for that reason, Plague is staying where she is.
Deserved. Oh, I've just seen who's next. Plague's gonna have a friend.
So Ghostface.
I hate him. Imagine playing against Myers, except he's constantly in tier 1, but with the tier 3 power. That's how I view him. Because he's just in a black cloak, he's really difficult to see. You can be looking around, but if he's crouched behind a bush, he's invisible. And then you just become exposed, and he's right next to you, and it's like, okay, there. Like, what do I do? Not a fan, instant DC, unfun to play against, boring, get him gone.
I find with a lot of Ghostface players, and I find this with a lot of Michaels as well, they'll run Noed as if that's not what their power does. It kind of gives, like, I'm not confident in my own abilities, so I need a clutch.
Well, that's what Noed is.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you weren't going to stalk people, even then you're just walking around. You're quite short as well, so you can't really see him over a lot of loops. So he's just kind of walking around without a terror radius. But he's not like Wraith, where he's not got a terror radius, and then he has to ding a bell, and then he can attack you. He can just attack you.
I'm torn between boring and frowny face.
I think frowny face. I'm never excited to see him. It just sets up a game not being as fun as it could be.
And also, most of the time, Ghostface players are dicks.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Okay, Demogorgon.
He's a yippee. I love him. Demo's portals are nice because you can be on a gen and then he just comes out of the floor.
And you can't window fake either because he doesn't do his normal swing, he just lunges. You have to really think.
And DBD is not the thinking man's game.
Too right. I don't know, I'd put him in smiley face, personally.
Yeah, that's fair.
I do feel like our smiley face is getting a bit full.
I remember playing in like 2017 when queue times were like 40 minutes and most of the killers then would have been in like mid or boring. So I think it goes to show like they've done some good.
The Oni, I think he's another one who's brought down by the survivors we play with.
Yeah, because people just run into him and think he's not going to slam him in the floor. Playing against him, I know we've had some really good games against him, but then also there have been times where it's just been a pain in the arse.
You could have a great game and you could have a terrible game, and the difference isn't his build or his add-ons or any of that. It's just 50-50 with Oni. I'm between mid and smiley.
I only put him in the smiley face because he's very cool. I love the skins he's got and his design and all that, but probably mid. I reckon that's more fitting.
Deathslinger.
Oh, stick him in the singularity tier.
Do you think?
Yeah.
But singularity tier is for the singularity.
He's only there because we've had 2 games against him and they were both good. We've had way more good games with Deathslinger.
I guess, but he's not the singularity. Fuck it. We're past a point of logic with this thing. Now, Pyramid Head.
He's got to be in Yippee.
I would put him in Yippee. A lot of that isn't to do with playstyle or how he actually is diverse. It's just because I'm a big Silent Hill fan.
Yeah.
I see Pyramid Head and I still get that excitement from when he was first added to the game of like, it's Pyramid Head.
He is fun to burst though as well.
He is. With his attack, with the when he puts the line in front of him. Like, just look on the ground. You can see where it's going to be before it downs you. I think so many people, and this is for every killer, so many survivors don't look behind them.
Ever.
DBD hitboxes are yet to be understood. But yeah, just look behind you and you'll have a lot more fun. Pyramid Head rules. Blight. I know where I want to put him.
Do you not like him?
It's not that I don't like him, it's that I think he's boring.
I was ready to put him in smiley face. I think games against him are pretty interesting.
Because, again, this is another one. I find that once you know how to counter him, then you're in chase with him, and you're like, oh, I'll send you flying over there, and you won't know where I've gone, and then you're out of chase with him. That's how I've been experiencing Blight games lately, is just in chase, out of chase. Because when you know what you're doing, he is easy to lose. And I find that a bit boring. I'm willing to meet you in the middle.
What, and stick him in mid?
Yeah.
I think another reason I like him, he's kind of the first killer where they started doing things that were more monster-like and not just people. He's got orange ooze and pustules and shit. To play against, though, yeah. I think mid's fair.
Twins.
No one plays as them.
Like, the month she launched, I got a few good games with her. But since then, I think we've played against her once. I do enjoy kicking the shit out of that little freak.
That's always fun, yeah.
I think that's another one, just like look behind you, and when he starts soaring through the air, just move out the way, and then you get the pleasure of stomping him into the ground. I wouldn't say she's boring. I wouldn't say frowny face.
I'd put her in smiley face just because of how rare games are against her. It's actually a nice change of pace. The fact that we've put twins in the top half of this tier list already shows how arbitrary it is to like our experience playing the game as survivors.
I don't think we've been very consistent with our judgments.
No, and if we revisited this in a week, it would probably be completely different.
After we've had one bad Singularity game.
Yeah, he dropped down a couple tiers.
It's the Trickster.
Right, so going back to what I was saying about the killer designs with Blight, they look better when they're actual cool, different monsters. There's enough killers that look like people already. And this guy, he's not even wearing a mask. He's just a person. That's it.
He is just a person. Yeah, he doesn't really have anything special going for him.
Yeah, and games against him aren't even that fun. Like, you just dodge the knives and that's it.
Yeah, he's very easily counterable. I'd put him in boring. Nemesis, I don't know. I don't smile. I don't smile when I see him.
Oh, I love him.
Do you?
He's got the zombies.
I don't know. I don't like the zombies. I don't think he needs them. You can zone people quite well with the zombies if you know what you're doing.
You can't even be mad when that happens because you just know they've played very well. I'm not the biggest Resident Evil fan either, so it's not even like, oh, character from thing I like. I do just enjoy versing him.
I could put him in the smiley face if that's where you think he should go. Okay, right. So Pinhead, the day Dead by Daylight posted the teaser that Hellraiser was coming to the game, I remember where I was. It was 2021. I was at Edinburgh Fringe, and I saw they were adding him, and I thought, that's fucking sick. And I went out of my way. I went to HMV, and I bought the Hellraiser trilogy. And I went home, and I watched it the next day. I binged all 3 movies, and I loved them. So I have a very big fondness for Pinhead as a character and as a killer in this, and I just think he's so much fun to verse. When you're in Chase and you got all the chains on you, it's a bit I'm fucked, and there's not really any way I can counter this. But when he downs someone and you get the opportunity to do the box, it's like timing that. Or if you want to make him come early, then you can.
Right.
And it's just a lot of fun. It's just a lot. I have so much fun playing against him. Personally, I would put him in Yippee.
Okay, so when he got added to the game, he was the reason that I quit playing the last time.
Okay, this is very... So we've got very different perspectives on this then.
When he first came out, there was, obviously we play on controllers. The amount of times that I'd be trying to get the chains off me and then not be able to vault a pallet or accidentally vault a pallet because it's all on the same button. You just end up not doing the thing you wanted to do because everyone was playing him when he came out as well.
Yeah, I suppose if every game was Pinhead, I'd probably lose my mind a bit. But I think these days he's few and far between.
I actually do enjoy versing him now. I also love the, I don't know, I didn't really like the third Hellraiser. The first 2 were really good. I've seen all of them.
You shouldn't have done that.
I shouldn't have done that at all, but I've seen all of them, and 9 in particular was the worst film I've ever seen in my life.
So where do you put Pinhead as a killer in Dead by Daylight?
Yeah. I think now, yeah, he's fun now. I'd put him in smiley face.
Now we get to where the devs started doing some weird shit. We've had a few artist games lately.
Right, yeah.
They've not been terrible.
Well, no, but they could have been better. I'm never happy to see her.
She's a fun one to juke.
Yeah, she's not difficult at all, but just a bit like,
So should we put her in mid?
Yeah. I mean, most of the ranged killers, it's a nice change of pace from getting whacked with a mallet, so it's not boring, but it's also not.
It's not groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Now, we're at the Onryō, who I don't think we've played against for a very long time. I don't feel equipped to really comment on this one, because no one seems to play her.
No, I think the games we have had against her have been interesting, at least.
I wouldn't feel right putting her in smiley face because I haven't versed her enough to know how I feel about her. But if I loaded into a game and she was the killer, I would have a smiley face on my face. What do you think?
I don't know, I'd just stick her in mid, I guess.
But that feels disingenuous.
We'd have to verse him up.
What if I did this?
Yeah, there we go. Nice. We'll get back to you on that one.
Okay, next we have...
Oh, the Dredge. I love monsters that look like that, and cosmic horror stuff, and he is the perfect mix of both. He needs to go in the singularity tier.
Do you think?
And he fits the game so well, because he like pops out of lockers, and, well, he's shrouded in mist, and it actually looks like you'd imagine the entity to look.
Do you know what? I'd put him in Yippee, because I'm thinking less of design and actually playing against him.
I'd love playing against him as well.
I feel like there are killers in the smiley face tier that I would put above Dredge, but I can put Dredge in Yippee, because that is what I think when I load into a Dredge game. I think, yippee, we've actually got a game of a killer that isn't the same killers we play against every game.
Yeah, he's got a lot going for him, he's just interested.
Okay, this is going to cause an argument.
Wesker's good though. He's really good.
I hate him, man, I hate him.
Reason?
Everyone plays Wesker. Every other game I get is a Wesker game. And Weskers, they all tunnel. Every single one of them I play against tunnel. Without fail. Do you know what? If you're watching this and you're a Wesker main, right?
Fuck you.
I think 95% of you play as him because you think he's hot.
Ain't no way. I like playing against him though. His power's cool, but I can see why you wouldn't.
It's the hitbox thing, again. But it's not like you get hit with a hatchet and you get a speed boost and you run. You get slammed against a wall and then, like, he's there looming over you.
Yeah.
You're thinking, how did that connect? And also, well, now I'm in a corner and he's on top of me. He's just so repetitive, and I find him boring. Even if he wasn't repetitive, I just find playing against him boring because, like, how can you counter broken game design?
Ooh. You hear that behaviour?
Behaviour, that one's for you. No, I've had good games against Wesker, but, like, I suppose how it felt like the Pinhead game for you when he launched, it feels like the Wesker game for me now, but it's been like a year.
And he's not changed.
Wesker players are just like, skill issue. It's not. It's not.
If this video actually does get views, the amount of comments that are just going to say skill issue.
And he's got the iridescent Ouroboros file that leaves you exposed at the start of the trial. And yeah, okay, you can cleanse from it, sure, but like, why is that a thing? Hitboxes and fucking tunneling, and just generally you think he's sexy. You know you think he's sexy. Don't deny it. Don't deny it. He's going in boring. That is the best I can offer you, Wesker mains. The Knight.
I like the Knight. I argued with people when he came out that he was actually fine, and I still stand by it. I never had a problem versing him, ever.
Well, we had a game with him last night, and
it was really good.
That was really good, yeah.
He had no ed at the end.
He did have no ed.
The game was fun up until he pulled that. Yeah, I like him.
He's counterable, and it's fun. It gets you thinking.
I feel like when he came out and people were moaning about him, they just didn't like that he was quite strong.
He's not overpowered, it's just a playstyle they're not used to.
I never had a problem with him, so I don't really understand the hate that he gets. I like his design a lot. I've wanted a medieval, like executioner killer for ages.
Yeah, absolutely. Where should he go?
You're not ecstatic to see him, but you can usually expect a pretty good game.
I have been ecstatic to see him as of late, since the holiday.
Since he's back to work.
I get a sense of yippee. I'd be willing to put him that high, just to stick up for the little guy, because he does have a lot of haters.
He does. He gets way too much hate.
And just like Wesker players say to people who hate Wesker, skill issue. If you can't verse Knight, that's on you.
If you can't loop an AI, that is a skill issue.
It's your call.
Yeah, put him in Yippee.
Yes! Have you seen who's next?
They can go with Onryō. I've versed him once, and it was a boring game.
Here's the thing, I've had enough games with Skull Merchant to know what she's like to play against. It's not an instant DC. It doesn't make me mad to play against her. It just makes me upset.
Just disappointed.
I'm not bored. I'll play against her with a frowny face, and I'll escape the trial and think, well, that was a game of Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, agreed, honestly.
I would put her in frowny face, personally.
It was confirmed that she was supposed to be the Predator as well, right?
Yeah, there are clearly, like, Predator inspirations. But I don't know if she was meant to be Predator. I suppose labelling her a failed Predator would be the same as labelling Billy a failed Texas Chainsaw crossover. It's inspired, but, yeah. I don't know. I'd put a, should we say frowny face?
Yeah.
At least we've played against. I don't remember playing against a Ringu.
Who's next? Oh, Singularity tier. The flame turrets are sick. What a good idea. He's fun to verse.
What I can't get past is his goddamn tail. Because you throw down the pallet and he gets you with his tail, and you don't throw down the pallet and he gets you with his tail. You kind of have to have an exhaustion perk against him.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just happy he's in the game.
Oh, I'm very happy he's in the game.
What other sci-fi killers? I guess Demo's kind of sci-fi, but he's still like a monster. Alien is like a proper... Well, he's an alien.
Is he the only one that's come from space? Where's the Singularity come from?
He was from another dimension, but it was kind of in the future. And he's a rogue AI, so it kind of counts.
Where would you want to put Alien then? Because I've been learning to love him.
I'd put him on the top tier. I love him. However many tiers you want to knock him down, I'll be alright with.
See, I don't know if I could put him in Yippee. Because I load into an Alien game and my first thought is, oh, I'm losing.
Yeah, some games we've had against him haven't been great.
He's definitely one that, like, I don't know. And that's on me. That's on me. I need to learn to counter him a bit better.
Skill issue.
It is a skill issue. I would put him in Smiley Face.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're so close to the end. We're at Chucky.
We've versed him a few times. We've lost a lot against him.
I'm a big Chucky fan. Hearing Brad Dourif and Jennifer Tilly, just insane. The designs, yeah, great. Concept, amazing. Execution, any map with tall grass, you're basically fucked.
Or any walls or anything on the ground. You just can't see where he's coming from.
He's a tricky one. By no means impossible. I don't know, because I don't think he's mid, I don't think he's boring, and he's definitely nothing below that. But I don't go yippee, and I don't smile either. I don't know, it's your call on this one.
Put him in Smiley Face then, because, I mean, when we do verse him, at least it's interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
The games aren't boring.
So that is all the killers in the game. However, the PTB is out.
That we can't play.
That we can't play, no. It's a good point. But I've been watching lots of streamers against the unknown, and I really like him.
Yeah, he looks sick. I love his design.
Yeah, the design is great. His power, having to dodge those...
The Mori as well.
Things. The Mori is great.
His lore's sick as well. They've kind of gone for an SCP kind of thing with him. It's awesome. I love it.
Day one, we're doing a video on him, because
yeah,
holy shit. If we had to rank him based on what we've seen, though, dare I put him at the top?
Having not played against him whatsoever.
Realistically, he should be in no comment, but should I put him in Singularity?
This tier list is already completely fucked anyway, so it doesn't matter. Stick him at the... Yeah, stick him at the top.
Yes! I can't wait. Right, we're doing Survivors now.
Put Quentin in instant DC. You see one of them in your lobby, you should leave.
So there we have it, guys. That is our final killer tier list. Completely objective and correct.
And fact-based.
Exactly. If you'd like to see us do this for Survivors, leave a comment.
Or maps.
Or maps. Or just everything. We have the time.
Sadly.